Good to be amongst the tribe early in the morning. I know some of y'all was here already, gathered in the digital homeland. You know what I'm saying? Gye-Nyame journey, claiming its stake, making its mark on the world. Getting your time to tune in. We're streaming. Let's make sure everything is up and running. Dashboard is up. Bells are going off. Time to send out the black signal. Throw it up above the city so all know to gather in the black cave so that we can go on and have our discussion. Our morning toast. Celebrating those ancestors that sacrificed for us. Right? We make our sacrifice for them. Right? Early in the morning getting up. So we're going to make sure that everything is streaming before we go and move out into the world. Daily Toast time. I'm hoping you join us today at GNJmedia.live. Oh man, okay, shoot. So some of the posts are up already. That's cool. So I could post up a little bit before the show. So that means that some information that I post up early will make it possible for y'all to have some stuff. That we might need to discuss. So let's go and make sure everybody is up. I don't know why all these things is going off for me. And I want to send shouts out to all the family. So, you know, I'm a nerdy dude. So one of the things that I did, you know, I like Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Doctor Who, Heroes. You hear about me and Sasha's adventure on Heroes. I am a lover of science fiction. Good morning to you, Miss Navita. And a question came about from me just going over some old Star Trek, TNG, Star Trek TNG. You know, those that are into Star Trek know what I'm talking about. And I asked a question because I heard the question prompted. So for those that are familiar with Star Trek TNG, there's an android by the name of Data on the show. And Data lost some type of competition to Flesh Bing. And Data, feeling that he's perfect, is like sitting, brooding. He's mad. You know, he don't show emotions, but he trying to figure out how in the world did this inferior being beat me. And he like, I didn't make mistakes. It must be something wrong. He running systems diagnostics. He's scared now because he like, y'all can't depend on my decisions. Y'all can't depend on what I tell you because I'm flawed. Because I lost this game. So Bakar finally came and saw him and said, dog, I need you up here. You know, you need to get your ass up out of here. And, you know, in other words, I'm ordering you to the bridge and blah, blah, blah. And he looked at this dude and he looked at him and he said, it is possible to commit no mistakes in the game of, he says, it's possible to make no mistakes and still lose. Get over it. It's life. Something along those lines. I said, damn, that's dope. Is it possible to commit no mistakes in a game or in life and still lose? Right? So I posted that up and I got many responses and I want to go through those while we're coming up on everything. My son out in Nevada, the Wiz, said every game has cheat codes. He posted it up 6 minutes ago. Davey Houston Sr. Says to commit no mistakes in life is impossible. That would take perfection and no mortal is perfect. I don't know if I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to keep it moving. What does no mistakes mean? How does that even happen? I thought life comes with bitter and sweet. You know what I'm saying? That's Sister Jill Jackson. Elder Wakesa hit us up. Yo, I know I got a good question when Elder Wakesa jumps on. He say no and yes. Yes, if the rules of the game change while you're playing it, yes, it's the definition of what is a mistake changes. Oh, yes, if the definition of what is a mistake changes. Yes, if the judge changes his or her mind. No, only in the realm of abstract logic where it's possible to lose if you never made a mistake. Of course, we don't live in an abstract logical world. Stephen Houston Sr. come, and he came with a good one. As far as a game, Matthew Mack Robinson, who broke 4 world records on a day he lost all 4 events. So yeah, it's possible. So he came with a sports analogy because he a sports dude. And he said, hey, this dude's broke 4 world records and still lost the 4 events. All right. And he made no mistakes. Right. Miss Navita says, yes, because for every action, there's a reaction. No, it doesn't mean an equal reaction either. Karma is not a reward and punishment systems, though it can be, but it also may not be because we have no control over other folks' reactions. Okay, go ahead, Sister Navita. Eugene Bailey says, not possible to commit no mistakes in life. Or are we talking about the actual board game? I think some mistakes can be lessons to learn. Aisha just simply say yes. Navita says yes. And Mel Robinson said, yep. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I wasn't trying to get all abstract. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we get into defining, but is it possible? And it's just the thought, is it possible to actually make no mistakes and still lose? And I would say yes. I mean, whether we talking about life or whether we talking about a board game, I'm not talking about individual being perfect, because I don't think you not making mistakes make you perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, there is a chance of losing even if you make no mistakes. What if you made absolutely no mistakes, but the individual that you are playing against is just better? Like in the competition, the sports competition. Let's say I'm running and I break a world's record, but I'm running and the person that beats me, even though I broke a world record, he broke the world record before I did. So his time is better than mine, but my time is still the best, you know what I'm saying, and, up to that point in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I could beat everybody else except the person that beat me. So I still lost. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can not make any mistakes and still possibly come up losing. See, I think a lot of times we want to equate a person losing to the fact that somewhere along the lines they messed up. Somewhere along the lines you got to take personal responsibility, but it's not always like that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's difficult for some of us to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's difficult for some of us to deal with. You could have done everything right? Because some of us might be dissecting our lives right now. And like, damn, I did everything I was supposed to do, but I'm not where I feel I should be. I had to make some mistakes. What if you didn't make a mistake? You know what I'm saying? What if, as Elder Wakesa say, what if the rules change while you was in the process of doing everything and not making a mistake? What if the referee changed? What if the judge changed their mind? What if the definition of mistake changed while you were in the process of doing what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing it out so we can think about some things, because a lot of us are bearing burdens that I think that we don't really need to bear. You know what I'm saying? We can relieve ourselves of that burden so that we can have room to take on the things that we really need to take on. You know, that's just Brother Hot Tim. But let's make sure we stream in on there all fronts. Oh, do I got anybody out there on YouTube? Anybody out there on YouTube, just throw up a yes so I can see you. And anybody here tuning in on Facebook, just throw up a yes so I can get started. Or I'm going to have to go through all this stuff to make sure that everything is streaming. Because, you know, the thumbs up, I won't see it because I'm not on Facebook right now. And they won't let it show on the screen. But they will let your words be seen. So just throw a yes up. Sister Cynthia, I see you in the house. Shots out. Shots out. Family, like I said, I am in the finalization of putting together this G&J Power Pack for all those that will be giving to the Malcolm X Festival. You know what I'm saying? And man, do I got some stuff for you. You know, I will reveal what's up. Matter of fact, I can tell you some of the stuff right now. Let's just go on to it. Stop playing, Brother High Tim. Just go on to it. Gumroad. It's gumroad.com. Don't go there yet. Let's see. They said page not found. All right. So I got to go on and fix that. But let's go on and look at it anyway so I can let y'all know. Of course y'all know. Okay, cool. Of course y'all know. Still check out the 7-day free video e-course. Throwing that up. Might throw that in there too. But anyway. All right. So, here we go. Malcolm X Festival supporter. What is the all right, I'm gonna fix all that. Malcolm X Festival is our opportunity to come together and celebrate one of our heroes, a man that struggled for our people through his words and deeds. It is our responsibility to celebrate his legacy and promote his memory within our community. Join us under the principle of Ujamaa and help us raise funds to make this annual event a success. When you support us, we will return the favor by sending you over $50 worth of information in the form of 3 PDFs created by G&J Media. Of course, the Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook. That's a PDF of this book so that you go back and you go, if you want to, you go back and you check out all of the episodes where we talk about the Proverbs in there. And of course, it ain't going to look because I use mine. Mine is in use. The Trials of G, which is the myth about how Gye-Nyame Journey came about, Gye-Nyame Tribe came about, and our e-book, The Lost Art of Storytelling. So you get some more of those myths that, you know, I'm always talking about myths and stuff. I gotta fix that. We also include 3 videos from our shows, and the first MP3 we ever made called Why Self-Mastery. This is our way of thanking you for your support, and we ask you share our efforts with your family and friends. See you at the 2020 Malcolm X Fest. We are asking for at least a $20 donation, but feel free to give more. So, like I said, I'm not into just asking for dope. I feel that there should be some type of exchange, and I want to make sure that we keep to that. I gotta go and test it, make sure that it works, so I can make sure people are getting what we say we're gonna give them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's something. You know. Also, the same method that we're gonna be using for the fundraisers, the same one is part of the method that we're gonna use as far as this Ujanomics, created by Brother Philip Shock Matthews, and we're gonna work it. We're gonna work on work it in Gye-Nyame Journey, because there's, you know, stuff we could do. All right, so it appears that we are up on YouTube. Once again, good morning to you, Miss Narita. We are up on Facebook. Let me save. Okay, I'm gonna save. Get that straight. Streaming on all those different pages. Put those pages to work. Our chat is up. All right, family, so let's go and get started. Y'all know what it is. We got to do it right. You know, let's get it popping off. Let's get it popping off in here. Let's see. First off, I want to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Damn, Anime, what's going on? This is a Heart of a Simple production. And of course, you know this is the Daily Toast. But we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Oh, man, let's get it. Great Ujamaa to you as well, Brother Gye-Nyame. Shouts out to the fam that's in the house. Let's kick it. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Take that deep breath with me, come on. Now, grab your glass for some water. Get your picture of that water or your bottle. Lift that picture of that water or your bottle. Simply pour some water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now, move your body, drink. Move your body, drink some water, yes. Move your body, drink some water. Move that body, come on. Grab it, move your body. Drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Come on, move your body. Now raise that glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Hey, raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But to stay healthy, remember the 4 pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move in that order. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Very simple. Hey, take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Hey. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Come on, drink with me. Come on, you can do it. Chug. Drink your water. Drink. Drink your water. Listen. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. family, welcome to Gye-Nyame Journey Media, and it is time for the Daily Toast, where we gather here to toast our ancestors and to cover some news that I don't cover on shows at nighttime because I'm too old to be staying up that late, and I'm going to eventually get back into the habit. But right now, we're going to cover the news right now. All right. So just for those that don't go to the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline on Facebook, I guess they say Facebook for you old people. That's what the young people. Facebook for you old people. Yeah, because I don't be having all them pictures to be posting up on Instagram. I just can't. We're gonna need some young blood in Gye-Nyame to go and do that. But like Kwame said, he was a deep study, so he almost missed the show. That's dope. Yesterday, I came across a podcast about history, and so I'm scrolling through, because I study by listening because I can't sit down and read because I'm always surrounded by the young people. If they see me engaged in something else besides them, right? They're gonna want to, and they deserve that, right? Because that's why we got these institutions. So, and of course, I do the room where when they are out of hand, they come. So they constantly want my attention. I'm on the phone, they want my attention, But when it's free, nobody want to talk to Mr. Brown. They don't want to talk to Brother Hatem, right? It's only when I'm engaged in something. So I turn on ebooks and I turn on podcasts so they could, and I even had one yesterday. Can I have permission to listen to the podcast with you? I said, I'm playing the podcast. How can I stop you from that? Stop you from listening? Navita got some memes of that you can post. Memes of what? Well, anyway, it better not be a me because I'm a suer. I'm going to sue. I done seen the hunger memes of me. That wasn't no good encouragement. That don't encourage me to go on and push through my fast in this coming year if I decide to do it. I'm not really excited about Miss Navita's memes. But anyway, so it's Hardcore History. I think that's the name of the podcast. And so I'm scrolling through, and they got this one called King of Kings. It's a 3-parter, 3 hours per, 3 hours about the King of Kings. And they talk about the rise of Persia and how the Greeks didn't have, the rise of Persia and how a lot of the views that we have of that come from the Greeks. And there's no possible way that the Greeks could have really been involved with that type thing. And I mean, real good, because you really get a good look at Asians, boy. These motherfuckers were some aggressive, warlike, vampiric, hedonistic. It's good, man. I'm sitting up here like, good grief. You know what I'm saying? Like, they talk about, I think it was called the war. It was the War of the Rivers, or it was between, I'm thinking, I can't remember which countries it was between. I'll go on and I have to re-listen to it and get it. But there was an eclipse during the battle, and everybody stopped the battle. And Babylon brokered a peace deal between these two countries, because it was a battle after Assyria had fallen, and Assyria was so aggressive and destructive and very mean to everybody supposedly, and Assyria had fallen, and so they beefing over this stuff, and well, basically I think it's the Medians, because the war started because these archers that taught one kingdom how to do stuff would go out and hunt for the king. One day they came back without any food, and the king got aggressive with them and started insulting them and kicking them and being very disrespectful. So the next day they went out and they found one of the royal boys, because these kings said, these dudes are good archers. We want you to teach our son. They shot him, cut him up into small pieces, right? And dressed him up just like they would dress a regular animal and served it to the king. And as he sat there and ate the boy, they just sat there and laughed. And then by the time the king found out, they was gone. So they ran to a place called Lydia, I think. And when the king tried to get into Lydia to get them, they said, no, you can't have them. They with us now. So a war broke out. So while they was aggressively fighting, there was a solar eclipse. So it went dark. And they freaking out like the gods are mad and blah, blah, blah. So Babylon comes in and somebody else come in and broker a deal. So part of the deal was that the two kings, after they made their agreement, they had to slit their skin and suck each other's blood. Then they had to trade daughters or something. I was like, They had to slit skin and then suck each other's blood. That's too deep. He said it's the story of Tantalus from another perspective. Now, and what the dude kept on pointing out was that these were common themes used by Greek storytellers or Greek historians. You find these tales over and over again. So it's like, this is how you know that the history has been, in a sense, tainted by the Greeks because of their little freaky love fest with eating feeding somebody their children. I mean, because in the history, in this 3-hour series, it was 3 different accounts of the same story happening over and over again. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? And then the bloodletting and we blood brothers now. I'm not even saying that shit no more. No, I don't want to be your blood brother. Can't we just be spiritually? Let me touch it. I don't even want to touch your spirit. But anyway, back to the news. Real good. So I'm going to go to part 2 because they talk about, because in the first one, they talk about the rise of, I can't remember his name. Can't remember his name. Because I know it wasn't Darius. It's the one before Darius. Because then we got Darius and then his child Xerxes, which is, because the whole thing, they sparked this whole conversation and was, he wanted to give the true story of what they call the 300. All right. So he got to start all the way with the birth of the Persian Empire. So the Persian Empire, according to a lot of historians, just came supposedly out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Whooping everybody's ass. Just 1 minute they wasn't there. Syria was giving everybody hell, going into places and just decimating shit. And then all of a sudden, after they fell, you know what I'm saying, you had all these different groups, but nobody ever mentioned the Persians. And then out of nowhere, the Persians rose up and built this mighty, massive empire by going through and saying, hey, check this out. We just want to, in a sense, we want to rule you. We don't want to take all your shit. You can have your gods. Y'all could do y'all thing. Y'all just have to go on and, make sure you pay these goddamn taxes, or we will put these hammers on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. You can do your thing. You still can. I don't want to rule your people. I just want some resources. And I keep on moving. Right? But anyway, real interesting stuff. All right. So researchers find a Western-style diet can impair brain function. That's in The Guardian. That's on our piece. And so I'm going to have to be talking when it's test time, because we be stuffing these kids up with all types of food. Wondering why the test scores is kind of low, because we were bringing people to make pancakes for these before our babies. I know they, we might need to get them some kale. You know what I'm saying? Get them some of them urban gym greens. You know what I'm saying? And get you to eat this salad. We'll give you the Western breakfast after the test. Top military leaders of 42 African countries and the U.S. meet in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. They're over there. I think this might be going on right now. That's on the timeline. You can read about it. And then also, I posted up. It's a nice podcast that I'm listening to. Actually, it's not a podcast. It's on Radio WOSU. They had a nice discussion about reparations with Professor Jeffries out of Ohio State and Dr. Sandy Darity. Was it the Persians who were ruled by Darius Cambyses? Cambyses mean king of king, and Xerxes. And Darius is Xerxes' father, I think. But the guy that this was about was before Darius. I want to say Cersei. That's Xerxes right there. But I cannot remember this guy's name, and I'm so ashamed. Now Cambyses was not a ruler. Cambyses was a title, which means king of kings. All right. So, it was cool. But it was real smooth in how he became king of kings, because he would go into areas that his predecessors, like the Babylonians or the Assyrians, would go in and basically take over and destroy their religions, and he would bring back their old gods. Like, your God chose me to do what I'm doing, and I'm bringing them back. You know what I'm saying? Because it was him that took the Hebrews back, gave them Israel, and built the second temple. So he was not only doing that for the Hebrews, but he did this for different people all throughout that area. You know what I'm saying? Excellent publicity campaign. The Persians coming. We got some bread. You know what I'm saying? He gonna bring the old gods back, and we gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get into this toast so I can let y'all go and we can have us a marvelous day. Family, today we're going to toast with some of that. I can shake it up because I got the cork top. I'm going back to the cork top, so I won't have to, I'm going to keep the cork tops for the gallons. I think, because I don't like how I found one of my brown bottles. One of the brown bottles blew up. I don't want to send that out, so I'll have to go back. Was just about to mention the biblical perspective of that, but you got it. When I can be, I try to be thorough, brother. I try. Just, it's kind of hard, because my mind is like a flower in bloom, it's always moving, going, but the piece is, it's important history, because as someone, I can't remember who, and maybe you could tell us who it was, told Dr. John Henry Clark when he approached him. It's the guy that got the library, Schomburg, when John Henry Clark approached Schomburg, and I said, I want you to tell me all African history right now, this afternoon, this moment. And Schomburg told John Henry Clark, he said, man, go and learn the history of your masters. Then come back and we can have a real discussion. Right, So, like I said, every now and then, got to dwell and see what the other side was doing. All right, you know what I'm saying? Got to see where the aggression come from. You know what I'm saying? So that I could go on and deal with it. We got to be strategic, and pass this on to our young folk. All right, family, so we raise our glass up to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call the Creator. We raise our glass, we salute that Creator, and we say, I say. From there, family, you know where we go. We go to that list. It was Arthur. Yep, it was Arthur. I beat you, man. I beat you. Got to be quick. You got to move. You got to move those keys a little bit faster, brother. Oh, man. Just saying, man. But anyway, from there, move to our list of our ancestors, right? Once again, I'm trying to learn it, so we're going to see how far Brother Hot Tim could go without looking. Miles Brown, Mizan, Robert Texas, Davis, I'm Brown, St. Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William, Walter, Christopher, Gasson, Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamar Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, Montague Pimentel. Hold on. I guess that's as far as I can go today. If y'all would allow me, I will start over. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert Texas, Anna Davis, I'm Brown, Senior, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, and William, Walton, Christopher, and Fanny Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland, and Geneva Brown, Marco Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis. That's as far as I go. I ain't going to go, you know. Alright, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, I'm Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Flora, Montague Pimentel, No More X, Pet Mount Ron, Malik Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ogeny, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Actor Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Miss Jerry Bronson, Miss Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Jonathan Foster, Charles Jordan, Gil Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Frank Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae. I'm back on the list, family. It's not that day for memory, I guess. Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend J. Smith, Lewis, Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Mel Del Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clayburg, Beatty Sell Weller, Beautiful Farmer, I go to Sue Shell, Harvey Ann Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Linda Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Eric Trish Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza, Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Kitchener Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Here to Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Banks, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Del Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Amy Ward, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, had an investor, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Edna Mattel Wellman, Fred Douglas Trade Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Allen Ohio, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Trade II, Vinnie Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis Salas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Demon Aries, Gina Ruth Jones, Jenna Callahan. We have William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Barry Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DePetus Hines, Anna Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Kevin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Mark Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sarah Sr., Naylon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Bookie, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word, the First State's Trash, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, Dave Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Boots Jefferson, Darren Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Ellis Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Jenny Here, Tammy Case, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino, Baby Hatch, had Senior, Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Richard Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, President Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Mona Ann Lewis, Cordetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr. Let's pause right there for a second. Okay. Making sure I ain't missing nothing. Sometimes some stuff don't pop up, and I'm going to make sure just in case somebody posted up their ancestors. We are on the watch. Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Amy West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, and Pierce Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Hank Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruth Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Harun Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevada Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Albert, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, and Monia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Evans McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. A thought just hit me. How about at the Malcolm X Fest we do a daily toast breakfast? So before we start the festival, we just do a daily toast, have a show, and eat. I don't know. I just started out there, Navita. Just an idea, just something, we could go on and discuss maybe, have some nice interviews, people coming in from different places. They come and sit down, they can eat with us. We can set it up, have the food ready. They come, we eat, we have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Especially for those that's donating. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? A certain level of donation. I don't know. I mean, like I said, that's something we could just throw around. I'm just throwing it around because we ain't going to start the festival until 12 noon. So actually, we go from 9 to about 11. Sit down, we can grub, we can clear out everything. Boom. I'm just saying. All right, we got Joella Giles. We got James Carswell, Brother Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We got Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damien Top, Christina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Dermonte Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Nickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severn Clay, Linda Jones, Sonny Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Gouray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid is in transition, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Griffin, Dominique Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Margaret III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Alauti Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, well, it actually wrote Giles, but I always say Giles. So I wonder if there's a difference between Giles and Giles. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. All right. Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton. That's my family. So if there's any people out there with the Giles name or Giles, let's repetate. Also Walton. I got Walters in my family too, as you can hear. And if I'm correct, this is on my grandmother's side. On my mother's side, Fred Powers. On this list, I also have my father's mother's side. Elijah Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Karimi Mackey, Victor Bolden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, J.R. Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Andy Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha Damon, Ethel Marshall. She said, Malcolm X breakfast. Let's do it. Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Grant, and our broadcast while we eating. Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Merle, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Sylvester Foster, James and Lindsay Winston, Ava Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Cooper, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Toot the Don, Xavier Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter, Mary Smith, Juanita, Florine Stith Gibbs, Carl Williams Duncan Jr., Jana Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko D. Nice Hill, and Andre Martin. Family, we raise up our glass. We salute each and every last one of our ancestors. And once again, I am blessed and I am proud to be the bearer of, in a sense, the cup, the glass, to be able to lift up the ancestors' name. Family, like I said, we'll continue doing this until we no longer can. Right? You know, it's going to be some trouble if we can't. So you know it's going to have to be some real stuff going down. So I'm lifting up the glass, saluting our ancestors, standing on our past. From there, family, we salute and we move to the present moment, and this is our time. So the past is our ancestors' domain. They manipulating and getting stuff done there, that energy, and they transferring that energy, and that, you know, they created that space and that time for us to exist in. Now is our time to rise up and embrace that energy and project that energy into the future for the future generations so that they have space, time, energy, and resources, right? So, man, that was pretty good. I should have been taping that. Oh, I was. All right, cool. All right. So, we got Ujamaa. Family, I want you to wake up your reticular formation, and we're going to go out in the world. And family, we are on the hunt for Ujamaa. And shots out first. Hold on, my fault. Shots out to all of my Ujamaa babies. I know y'all out there. Those Ujamaa babies, y'all get a round of applause. The family, we are on the hunt for Ujamaa today, because every day we get time to look for our principles. We got to look for ourselves in the world. We do, because everybody else is, you know, they got theirs. You got to look for yours. You know what I'm saying? Let's find it and take pictures of it. Share it on the Gye-Nyame Journey page. Hashtag Ujamaa, hashtag Ujamaa Day, hashtag Ujamaa File, hashtag Ujamaa Baby. If you're going to post up your picture with it, it's your day. Well, it's all of our days, but especially it's a little bit more special to you because in this time period, right, this in these moments, right, each day, baby, has their power, and Ujamaa is yours. So for those that don't speak the language, Ujamaa means cooperative economics. We also talking about the principle of what? Reciprocity. We're looking at the Ma'atic principle of reciprocity. We're celebrating that today as well. So let's, and I want you to understand, on each of these days, we are celebrating the principles. We're celebrating that particular principle. So this is Ujamaa's day. Yesterday was Ujimaa's day. So we celebrating the principle, right? And then, so along with the celebration, we also look at the principle of Mayat that we celebrate. And that principle is reciprocity today. Gratitude is the principle we teach within the M7. Green is the color. And family, you going to support the family as well by going to GNJmedia.live, clicking that merch button at the top, in the top tab, boom. When you click it, it'll bring you, and you can see and get your own Daily Toaster shirt with most of the days. Those that have days that aren't on there, we'll try to make something happen for you, right? With most of the days. You get the t-shirt or you get the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? We don't have all the days, and if your day is not represented, I would suggest getting the black one. Black goes good on every day, right? All right? Right? Yep. Mine goes that on black. So we come out with your color. The Hermetic law today is polarity. Male name is Yao. Female is Ya. Cliff, you want me to take you to school?
Yes.
All right, why don't you go start the car, sir?
Okay.
I'll do it for you, even though he is a digital junkie. God damn. Oh, Kwame said, what is your subject going to be?
I'm going to talk about the first question on
the first question in Gye-Nyame? Yes. What's the first question in Gye-Nyame?
What is a warrior?
What is a warrior?
Yeah. I'll explain what a warrior is to me.
Huh. Is that going to cover 45 minutes?
I'll make it cover 45 minutes.
Oh, you'll make it cover 45 minutes.
If you can't, I'm going to go to
that must be my son. That right there, outside of him being a video game junkie, right? That right there, testament of, I could do 45 minutes on my ear if I need to. We're going to give him a round of applause. Yeah, I'm proud. All right, so we toast the moment. We celebrate this moment. We raise our glass, family, and I'm going to say, from there, family, we move from the present moment to our future generations. Like we just saw, our future generation. One love, fam. Each one only accounts for 10 to 12 minutes. I know. You're just messing with them. I'm just messing with them. But anyway, you need to be prepared. Ours better be prepared for extended expeditions. You know what I'm saying? You never know what happens in the universe of Gye-Nyame, right? But anyway, we raise our glass to our children's children to infinity. So if we're not handling our business in the moment, there will be no future. So family, the question that has to come back to you, what are you doing in the moment? So we're raising our glass and we're celebrating our future generations in advance because we know they're going to be here. You know why? Because we handle the business. So we could confidently raise our glass and toast our children, our children's children onto infinity because we know we have always been, and guess what? We will always be. We say Ashe. From there, family, we move on to all of our relations. We raise our glass. We're going to move on and we say Ashe. From there, we move on to that selfish toast. What is it that you need in this moment to end this movement? To move closer to yourself. What do you need right now to move closer to the greater you? Raise a glass. We say Ashe. Last but not least, without any further ado, I raise my glass to you, and I say we raising the glass to the most magnificent, the most marvelous, the most excellent, the wisest individual in the room right now. I'm lifting my glass up to you, oh daily toaster. The sun does not beat you up on most occasions. And we raise a glass, we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, 100 years. And as we say in Gye-Nyame, get in, because this is our thing. So family, I want to thank you for standing in the congregation of the mighty, being part of the stubborn minority. Is that stubborn? Okay, that's stubborn right there. Place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Simba production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Alright, now I'm gonna say this. So Sister Kim got in touch with me. She's putting together her stuff. Dr. Kelsey is putting together his stuff. I have to sit down with Brother Kwame so we can get his stuff together. Sister Navi. I mean, family, it's time for us to start creating this digital content. Just saying, putting it out here, helping promote each other. Let's get to building. Because I'm trying to tell y'all, we have a message, and there's people out there that's been waiting for it. It's just a matter of getting it to them and you know what I'm saying? Getting it out there and getting it to them. So the world has been waiting for your voice. The question I have for you is, why are you keeping them waiting so long? Right? So, yo, hey, we about to do this Ujamaa big time here on Gye-Nyame Journey. Family, I'm raising my glass to you. I'm going to sip. This is that mango madness. It's madness. And what's crazy is that the bacteria and yeast that makes up the ambrosia, that makes up the kombucha. And shouts out to Sister Cynthia for holding her brother down. I saw your post. And if you want to tell them that you got your own supplier of that, what they might call kombucha, we call, it ain't really, ours on another level. Y'all dealing with the younger cousin, right? We got the old stuff. We got the ancient stuff, right? This is what the bards back in the day used to sing about, right? That honey, right? I'm just saying. Got that honey and that green tea. All right, so let's go and see. Still get the essence of the mango. But like I said, a lot of the sugar has already been consumed because that's where that power comes from, because it goes in there and it digests that sugar. So that you get all the benefits from the sugar that's been digested as well as from the caffeine that's been digested. And you got some probiotic chemistry going on. And maybe I'll find somebody that come on and give y'all a more detailed explanation of the probiotic type thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I dabble. But I want somebody I want to find people that something just interested me about probiotics. It was funny to me and not very tasty. Hey, girl, I might need to get you a bottle of this brown and so that you can go, here girl hat. You'd be like, but I want to make sure that I got to get it to a point where when you pop it, so I have to get you to, but that might be good too. Go, this real ambrosia. All up in her face. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited. Go on, don't waste none of that. Go on, lick it off your face. Because this is expensive. This is expensive. All right, but anyway, this is Brother Hatim. I'm out. Y'all have a great, magnificent day.